So WandaVision is over, and everybody has their opinions on what happened. I have given you mine in my review that I posted just a few days ago, my WandaVision series review, where I covered the entire series and my thoughts on it. And now the next step is for us to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming up in a couple weeks. But I want to discuss what is going to happen, what the fallout is, what I think is going to happen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe after WandaVision. So, in WandaVision, there was a lot of things the show did accomplish. Now, first of all, before I go any further, this will contain spoilers for the show. If you have not seen the show, go watch it on Disney+. But we're going to go into some of the stuff that happened in the show. And what the show did was it established Agatha as being a character in the MCU. It established S.W.O.R.D. officially. It showed us how powerful Wanda really has become and gave her a lot of backstory. It introduced Monica Rambeau and her powers, and it introduced the White Vision. Now, obviously, Monica Rambeau, based on the mid-credit scene, will be meeting up with Nick Fury at some point, and it tells me that he's going to need her to be involved in the Secret Invasion TV show that's going to be coming up, I think, next year on Disney+. And this one for 2022. I don't know much about it, though. I don't remember them announcing a date on that, but I know Nick Fury's going to be involved. Samuel L. Jackson will be involved in that. And, again, I'm not sure how it'll tie into the comic book version of Secret Invasion, but they love to use comic book titles for movies that aren't really related to the comic book storyline. For example, Civil War. The Civil War movie I loved, but it was not the Civil War comic, which was probably a better story in the comic book. Much more dense and definitely much bigger. But I love the movie, though. But with that being said, that's what she's going to do. Now, White Vision. People were asking me, what's up with White Vision, yo? Like, what happened to White Vision? He just disappeared. He just left. Obviously, White Vision is around. And I think White Vision will be back probably in the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness film, because what happened with White Vision was Vision that was created by Wanda that has the memories of the original Vision sort of transplanted a portion of the Mind Stone remnant. It's not the real Mind Stone, but it's like his sort of data into White Vision. It was sort of like White Vision was kind of slowly beginning to realize who he really was, because the Vision was destroyed by Thanos. And so when you combine these like memories or these these thoughts, this data, I want to say data because he's a cyborg, robot, whatever, from Vision, right, into White Vision. And we have a character that was created by the Mind Stone, so it's definitely more of a magical type of thing, more, it's not just mechanical. There's a lot more to Vision. White Vision was able to absorb that information and at some point may go after Wanda, not to fight her, but to maybe rekindle something. Maybe Wanda will eventually get on the same side as White Vision and they can have their little romance or whatever you want to call it, their connection again, except it'll be White Vision and Wanda. And Wanda has the powers to maybe even change his color back to regular Vision. I don't know. But, that angle, that storyline is not over. It's not over at all. Now, as far as S.W.O.R.D. goes, obviously S.W.O.R.D. is involved in Secret Invasion with Nick Fury because the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Far From Home had Nick Fury in space. So S.W.O.R.D. will be involved in that, I think. Monica Rambeau as well. Wanda is training, if you want to call it that, or reading the Dark Book of Magic. And it's funny because the Doctor Strange film, the Multiverse of Madness, is directed by Sam Raimi, and he knows a lot about dark magic books because if you've ever seen Evil Dead, the big book in Evil Dead is the Necronomicon. And if you're watching this video and you've never seen the Evil Dead movies, I don't mean the one that came out recently, the remake. I mean the original Evil Dead trilogy, Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn, Army of Darkness. You definitely have to watch those films. They're kind of the movies that put Sam Raimi on the map, I would say. Some would say it was Spider-Man, but no. Sam Raimi got Spider-Man because of his work on other films. Also, The Quick and the Dead is a great Sam Raimi movie. There's tons of them. But anyways, he's going to be doing that story. And by the time that Strange does find Wanda, by the time that Strange does recruit Wanda to help him against Nightmare, or whoever else the villain might be. I mean, I'm not going to even say Mephisto, but people think it is still. By the time we get to that storyline, she may have been all trained up in all kinds of new abilities, and we'll probably have to go get Agatha. I think that the Agatha storyline is not over. I think, she even said, like, Wanda's like, oh, you'll be here if I need you. Or you're going to need me at some point. So I think at some point Wanda will go recruit her and learn maybe about Nightmare or about whoever the villain's going to be besides Nightmare in the Doctor Strange film. So it makes sense to me that Wanda will go find her, take the spell off and ask her, like, what's up with this guy? What can we do? Do you know him? Because she has, Agatha's very old and has a lot of knowledge about being a witch, basically. So, that's cool. The whole show was about the evolution of the Scarlet Witch, the creation of the Scarlet Witch. She couldn't be called the Scarlet Witch because for a long time Fox owned the name Scarlet Witch, and even though Wanda and Pietro Maximoff were, separate, they have them in both universes. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch went to the Fox purchase, so that's why they couldn't use that name, but now they can. And as far as Quicksilver goes, Ralph Boner or whatever, I seem to remember hearing the director of WandaVision or of that episode said that they purposely did that as a misdirection to make fans think stuff that's not. So they purposely mess with the fans, purposely mess with y'all to, I guess, I don't want to say clickbait, that's not the right word, but I guess when you're clicking on a Disney Plus, it is clicking, right? To get people into thinking that there was an X-Men crossover. Mutants are coming. We didn't get that ending, that reverse House of M ending I thought we were going to get where Wanda turns on mutations, but mutants are definitely coming to the MCU at some point, probably around Phase 5, but, this whole crossover rumor with Fox, with the Fox X-Men universe that's already been established, it may not ever happen, I hope it does, because Deadpool can travel between canons, and, now they're doing the multiverse with Spider-Man 3, and I really hope that Tobey Maguire doesn't play like Jimmy Dixon in that movie. I hope he's actually Peter Parker. I think he will be. I really do hope that things go well with that, but I think it's a huge, huge mistake if they don't bring in the X-Men universe, even for just one movie, or even acknowledge their existence at the very least, because fans really seem to want this, and I think WandaVision kind of proves it. And if the MCU is paying attention to the fan feedback, that was one thing that was heavily criticized, and rightfully so. I mean, you got messed with, you got trolled, but people didn't want that. They wanted this actually to go somewhere, and it went nowhere. It was just an Easter egg for people who watch the X-Men movies, even though Quicksilver was really a favorite character of those movies. Like, he was one of the best parts of the X-Men movies. So, just very weird. Anyways, with that being said, I will bring this video to a close. Let me know what you think about the future of MCU after WandaVision, where we go with the characters, and we'll talk very soon. Take care of yourself.